Uh-oh. Oh, shit.
Bro, what is this production?
Oh!
Oh my god.
That nigga got his brain.
And the thing that I really appreciate about Tank is he's a dog. That kind of that what he just said. You can put them earmuffs up and go at it. He kind of will assess you as well, and whatever he needs to do, he'll do it.
The boxing world is buzzing after new sparring footage of Gervonta Tank Davis went viral. The clips show him sharper, faster, and more explosive than ever, hammering the pads with ruthless precision. Fans are asking the question, is Tank entering an even scarier version of his prime? Jake Paul saw the footage, and his response instantly set social media on fire. But here's the reality. Davis has made his name at 133 to 135 pounds, never weighing above 140 in a pro fight. Jake Paul, meanwhile, is a natural cruiserweight, fighting around 100 pounds. That's not a small gap. That's several weight classes. And when the difference is that wide, it's not just about skill. The heavier fighter often brings extra durability, raw power, and the ability to absorb punishment. The question becomes, can Tank's skills overcome Jake's sheer size?
Something else that's unfortunate is the idea that Jake Paul might actually fight Gervonta Tank Davis. This can't be real. When it came up a couple of months ago, I was like, you know what? I'm not even going to cover this because there's no way it's real. There's no way they're really going to do that because it makes no sense. Why would you do that for him? Outside of it, like, okay, you can look at it like an exhibition, which it will be, and we'll take a look at some of the rule set for it. But Gervonta Davis is one of, if not the best, biggest names at 135 pounds and is an active in his prime fighter. I don't want to hear the similar to Floyd and Logan thing because at that point, Floyd was retired. Floyd had done all he needed to do in the sport. Tank is still in his prime, still has multiple high-level opponents that he needs to fight. And you can say, oh, you know, the Jake would be a one-off. Side quest. That's fine, but that just tells me that Tank doesn't care about being a high-level champion in the sport anymore.
Carmelo Martin, who sparred a teenage Tank years ago, gave rare insight. He described it as a chess match, angles, timing, counters, not just brute force. Tank wasn't trying to knock him out, but the strength was clear, and the speed was shocking. Martin called it a learning experience that proved Davis was special even as a kid. Today, that same skill set is what many believe gives him the edge, regardless of weight.
What was it like when you sparred him? I know you sparred Tank early on.
Yeah.
What was that experience like? Like, replay that experience for me. Like, you coming out of it, what was your thought?
Yeah, I was nervous at first. I think I was 15 at the time we sparred, so he wasn't really like trying to knock me out or nothing like that. But we was going like, he was using the speed on me. Like, we was both like going speed for speed, and it was great. It was like a chess match.
Did you understand in that moment, like, why he is who he is?
Yeah. I seen why he's able to beat these guys. Then I also seen why I'm so like, I got all this hype around me too.
Sean Porter recently defended Davis's decision to even entertain an exhibition with Paul. For Porter, it's less about proving greatness and more about securing financial stability. Fighters have short careers, and exhibition bouts with catch-weight rules and bigger gloves reduce risk while maximizing reward. He argues Tank isn't selling out. He's protecting his future and giving fans a show.
They're trying to make it safer and, you know, all those sorts of things, but there's still this pureness to boxing that really doesn't exist in sports anymore, but it's still there with boxing. I think that's why people have such a problem with this kind of move from Tank Davis.
Is it more the heart? How do you guys feel being boxers?
Man, like, once you hear the numbers, I'm like, they're talking, like, I don't know the official one. They're talking about like 100 mil.
Oh, damn.
Like, they're talking about these insane numbers. Like, I'm gonna be like, don't take that. I'm not gonna tell another man not to take that type of check, especially for something like that. It's not on your official record. It's an exhibition. I'm not gonna lie here and act like I'm not gonna say yes to 100 million or something like that. But I do see exactly what you're saying about the essence of boxing. I wish they would kind of separate a little more, because exhibitions have always been a thing. There's always been an argument.
Right.
But they're just selling it like a real fight almost.
Right.
So I think that maybe if we could create a better like distinction, more of a difference.
Right.
There might be less hate on it, but At the end of the day, man, I'm not gonna tell Tank not to take that fight.
And I said this last year. I said create a influencer title and let those guys fight over there in the influencer world. They can live the world and the life of I'm a world champion without having to do something like this. Now, the issue for this that I have is you have a legitimate 135-pound champion fighter getting in the ring with a 190-pound guy, whatever it is that Jake Paul is at. So now we already let's really answer this thing.
Still, many insiders believe the fight is more spectacle than competition. With catch weight rules, oversized gloves, and exhibition clauses, it's clear promoters know the dangers of the size gap. But fans point to the real difference. Tank has fought and beaten world-class champions. Jake's resume, while improving, is still limited. They picture Davis darting inside, landing clean, and making Jake look clumsy despite the size mismatch. Chael Sonnen, however, blasted Jake Paul for chasing Tank instead of Anthony Joshua. He argued that Tank isn't a natural showman. He lets his fists do the talking, not flashy promotion. Sonnen admitted Davis is elite inside the ring, but insisted the fight's success relies almost entirely on Jake's promotional machine, not the matchup itself. Interesting
comment about it. My question is, what's the rules? And like, are they gonna actually try and knock each other out? Because it's gonna be a glorified sparring match. I'm not watching, dude. I don't give a fuck.
Jake's gonna have a hard time hitting him.
Yeah,
You know,
big time. Gervonta's so fast
and
and skilled.
Gervonta's gonna eat his.
I thought
guts.
Jake was gonna fight Anthony Joshua. That seemed.
No, that was actually getting.
That is
sounded
the
more
craziest
interesting.
idea I've ever heard. Jake Paul trying to fight Anthony Joshua is, crazy.
Not a sanctioned professional bout. This means the fight will not count towards either fighter's professional records.
So it's still being finalized.
Yeah, I don't like that. I don't like that.
What is so behind the scenes? You think there are things like, hey, we
Yes.
don't punch each other in the jaw?
Yep. Or don't go. We can punch to the face, but don't go for broke. Like, don't knock me out.
Really?
Yeah. It's an exhibition.
That's
so
not
they
very
can get away
interesting
with
to
it.
me.
No. Until I find the rule sets, but when I hear exhibition, I'm like, okay.
Jake is bodied up, man.
He's big.
Yeah,
Probably has 100 pounds on Gervonta.
maybe. I'd say Gervonta probably walks at 150.
He's so small.
He's so small. I mean, he's really small. Bring up Gervonta Davis next to Floyd Mayweather, because I've seen Floyd in person and he's tiny. You've seen Floyd in person?
I've worked with Gervonta and Floyd.
Tiny.
Well, Floyd likely has shoes on there.
Oh, dude, he's so small.
He's tiny, guys.
Yeah. I mean, he's so small. Wow. Great fighter.
It is the exact opposite of Anthony Joshua versus Jake Paul for 2. So the fight that was being dangled and rumored in front of us, the exact opposite has happened. The opposite of fighting Anthony Joshua is not fighting nobody. The opposite of fighting Anthony Joshua is fighting Tank Davis. Okay. So there's one big glaring issue for me. It's just your partner being Tank Davis. Tank is not the guy that knows how to sell a fight. Tank cannot sell a fight in his own division. It could be a title fight, a contenders fight, a main event fight. He could be the favorite. He could be the underdog. Tank doesn't know how to bring that information to you guys in a way that is compelling. And Tank is already blinking in this situation. You have one guy who is argued amongst the pound for pound current greats in boxing. You have another guy that has suggested he should not even be allowed to box, that he should have to call it something different. He should not be licensed. He should not be ranked in the top 14. He should never be selected for a world title. Okay. Now, Tank has one job to do, which is to let anybody know that's listening that it doesn't make any difference, that boxing is a real sport. Optically,
visually seeing that go viral, and I mean go viral, and Jake Paul will never hear the end of it.
We're gonna have to help you up. We're gonna have to help you up.
We're gonna see about it.
Help you up.
You gonna
Because Gervonta Tank Davis is not only a real boxer, he's a real boy. He's 5'5". He's a lightweight. Skills pay the bills. Let him knock out Jake Paul, give him Bambi legs, or knock him down. Gervonta Tank Davis, that moment will go viral, and he will be a far bigger, well-known boxer than he is today, and he will also be a hero.
Davis's view of Paul has evolved. At first, he dismissed him as a clown, an attention-hungry YouTuber pretending to box. But over time, as Paul trained seriously and kept winning, Tank began acknowledging his discipline and toughness. While Davis still doesn't see Paul as a top-tier fighter, he admits Paul's drawing power and work ethic can't be ignored. Respect for Jake hit a new level after his win over Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. That fight shattered gate records in Anaheim and forced the boxing world to pay attention. Legends like Oscar de la Hoya now suggest Paul could one day contend for titles. Even Manny Pacquiao praised his commitment. Analysts also noted his ring composure and ability to control distance, proof that Paul is no longer just hype.